Greetings, this is Char Scream coming to you with the first video of the What If I Was in the Pokemon anime. And obviously, we are at the whole entire beginning. And the Pokemon anime does not, it does not happen out of the blue. It happens with one episode. And we are going to have it. And we're going to start with it. And we're going to start in Kanto. Why? Because the anime started in Kanto. First, since this is what if I am here, then I will tell you a bit about myself. I like to read, and whenever I'm obsessed with the subject, I will read a lot about it. I can see myself liking Pokemon and wanting to become a Pokemon trainer. As a result, I would be learning a lot about Pokemon before they become a trainer, like their evolutions, their behaviors, their abilities, and so on. Chances are I will go to Professor Oak's summer camp, multiple years in fact, and I am rather, smart, intelligent, and I like to read. I admit, I was not the wisest when I was that young, but I had more common sense than Ash, so I think I'd be fine. Also, I will be honest with you. I feel like 10, 11 years old is too young to be a trainer, but I digress. Apparently, people grow up early in that world, so we're going to stick with it. But bottom line is, when I'm obsessed with learning something, I will learn about it. I am told to be very intelligent, do well enough in school, memorize and remember various things, and more than that, I have common sense. Well, the day starts with, the day I get my first Pokemon and starts. My journey happens, the night before, where I watch Professor Oak give this little pep talk to new trainers and introducing the three starter Pokemon, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander. I think you know what Pokemon I am going to pick because of my of my channel topic. And there's a reason for that. Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard were the first Pokemon I was introduced to. They looked like lizards, they looked like dinosaurs, they looked like dragons, and those were things I was interested in when I was that age. So, I would pick Charmander. And so the day came where I went to the lab, same as the day of Ash and Gary. I woke up with my parents' help, of course, had a good time. I got ready to go to Professor Oak's lab, and I meet up with Professor Oak, and he says, "Hello, Philip, I can see you are ready." I respond, "Yes, I am, Professor. I know what I want." Professor Oak laughs and said, "I think I know what you are going to pick. Come, your Pokemon is waiting." So inside the lab, I instantly grab the Pokemon I decide I want as my starter. I grab a Pokeball and throw it. Out comes my starter Pokemon, an orange fire lizard, Charmander. After Charmander and I have gotten acquainted, Professor Oak gives me my 5 Pokeballs in a Pokedex. After my send-off, I am on my way to begin my journey. And my journey outside of Pallet Town started with just me walking with my Charmander, which makes sense. We're trying to still get acquainted with each other. And soon we encountered a small bird Pokemon And I would probably look through the Pokedex for just because, but I would know this was a Pidgey. Also, since this is a native of the area, I would know what it is. And after I would realize it through consulting with the Pokedex, this was an easy target, so I sent Charmander after it. And after a brief battle, I managed to catch it, adding my first Pokemon to my team. And we continue on and we arrive at that stream where Ash found Misty. And after taking a break and getting to know my two Pokemon more, I noticed something right by the water and I sent my Pidgey to flesh it out. And I realized it was a Magikarp. And after an easy battle, I catch it. And you notice I am using one of my fate points here. This is because it's for the story of Magikarp, because the training is going to be difficult. Um, I wow, I'm older than a lot of you. But anyway, I played this game back when it was red and blue and yellow, and it was a royal pain to catch a Magikarp. Train it so it can learn Tackle, and then train it again so it becomes a Gyarados. It's a journey in and of itself, but because of the anime, this story needs to be believable. Well, eventually arrive at Viridian City, and I sent my Pokemon. I would go to the Pokemon Center for a checkup. I call on my family, and I ask Skoke a few questions. I do some training in the surrounding area, and after taking cover from a particular rainstorm, I leave to go to Pewter City. On my way, I encountered a Nidoran male, and I decided to capture it after using it to train my other Pokemon. I admit I would use Magikarp in this fight, even though it was useless, because I knew from my talk with Professor Oak it would require time and patience, so I figured I'd get to work. And after I catch Nidoran, I go into Viridian Forest. Eventually, I enter Viridian Forest, and at some point, I run into a Pikachu. And this meeting is not what you would expect from a Pikachu. Like, I was about to catch it, thinking it was a normal Pikachu, and I sent out Charmander to go fight it. As you notice, I'm using a fate point because this Pikachu is going to be quite a character for the story. This is going to be a spunky Pikachu with an attitude, and he named himself Piku. And I fought it, I caught it, but even then he demanded a few things like the ability to be treated as an equal, as like he initially considered himself a number two, my number two, but this got into a small argument with my Charmander. However, I would settle it by saying you guys share power as the leaders. Both didn't like it, but that's kind of a thing. So anyway, that was one thing that I had to deal with. So I continue on with my new partners. I run into a Caterpie, and after observing it for a bit, I throw a Pokeball at it. I catch the Caterpie. So for those of you who think that feels too easy, I get it. You may think it looks too easy, especially with watching the episode when Ash catches Caterpie in the anime. But I'm going to tell you something. In Pokemon Yellow, and you see and occasionally red, if you see a Caterpie, you can just toss a ball and you catch it. It was that easy to catch. And so I'm excited because I have a full roster, and then I hear someone behind me, and someone asks me, "Are you from Pallet Town?" "Yes, I am," I said, and as I turn around, I see a boy carrying a sword wearing a samurai armor. And that is the end for episode 1. So, what do you think? Uh, how do you think my battle is going to go with the samurai? Do you think it's going to be a one-shot win, or do you think I would have a lot of work to do? But the real challenge is, well, going to be Brock. Because, well, he has a very difficult team for us, for my starter Pokemon. I hope you guys like this video. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends, and until next time, bye. Oh, I apologize that everything looked awkward at first with everything because it looked like things were wonky. That is because to do all these effects, I might have accidentally made some mistakes with the reverse order, so that's kind of what happened. Anyway, until next time, thank you very much and farewell. Bye.